Dr. Ben Carson, President-elect, Trump's choice to run housing and urban development, vowing not to dismantle social programs if he gets confirmed. Carson telling a Yale audience this week that talk of him wanting to end housing programs for the poor is, quote, a bunch of crap. Mr. Trump, who toured Carson's old Detroit neighborhood with him during the campaign, calling his nominee passionate about strengthening communities and families within those communities. But Carson is being challenged by critics about his lack of experience and past views on the government's role in housing. Let's explore that with Stephen Preston. He served as HUD Secretary under President George W. Bush and joins us from Chicago. Thank you for talking with us this afternoon.
You're welcome. It's good to be here.
So it's clear. I mean, look, you've done the job and you've done it in a Republican White House. What changes do you expect if Ben Carson is confirmed?
Well, I think what Ben Carson is going to bring to this is a real heart for the city, and somebody who's really coming to this agency specifically understanding the situation of the people that he's serving. And I think bringing that heart to the job is critically important. The other thing I think he's going to bring to this job is just tremendous leadership heft. You know, we sort of, a lot of times we think that there's sort of one model for leadership in these agencies, and it's got to be somebody that's got deep policy expertise. But he's going to be surrounded by policy experts. They're going to be bringing in any number of other appointed positions. And what's most important for this role is for somebody who can come in, who can immerse themselves in the issues, work with teams and local constituencies and other agencies to formulate the right kind of policies to take the agency forward, and then implement them. And so I think what he's going to bring is compassion and passion for the city. I think he's going to bring a searing intelligence to the role. And I think he's not going to be beholden to sort of old models or old ideas. He's going to come to this with a bit of an open mind.
Stephen, Carson has said the Fair Housing Act did greatly reduce discrimination, but then he slammed new rules created in the Obama era to enforce the act. Take a look at this. He wrote that they're an example of, quote, government-engineered attempts to legislate racial equality. Will the Fair Housing Act suffer with Ben Carson in charge?
Oh, I don't think so. The Fair Housing Act is still obviously very important to our country, and he's going to be the one who is charged with ensuring that it operates effectively. But I think it's important to separate the importance of the regulation and the outcome we're trying to achieve with how that regulation is being implemented. So most of the critics, from my understanding, have said that the way it's being implemented, the way that oversight is being managed, is putting undue pressure on a lot of local authorities to provide a lot of data, a lot of tracking, a lot of things that are very onerous to them and may not have the intended outcome. So I don't think it's as much an issue with the goal of it. I think it's more an issue with how it's being implemented in the oversight process. And so it's very important when you look at any of these regulations to understand how effective they are and the best way to get them done.
Okay, I have to leave it here. But, Stephen, I think that's an important point because I think a lot of people were worried that he would do away with it and, frankly, just worried what he would do. And there's also buzz about the fact that, you know, people questioning his experience.
Well, let me just say one quick thing. He's a terrific leader. He's been recognized as one of America's great leaders by the Harvard Center for Public Policy. He's a congressional or a Presidential Medal of Freedom Award winner. He's on corporate boards. This is a person that brings not only sort of, you know, brilliance as a surgeon, he brings significant leadership heft. Nice. And it's very important for the role.
So clearly you don't like him. I'm just kidding.
He's going to be a bold and courageous leader. I really believe it.
Stephen Preston, thank you for your time
this
afternoon.